Okay, I'm Paul Baxter. I'm the CEO of the NFRN. So who are the National Federation of Retail Newsagents? We're a trade association, effectively. We have 16,000 members. We cover the whole of the UK and the Republic of Ireland. Our members are integral parts to communities. They're newsagents, they're convenience stores. But maybe to put it in a better context of some of the big companies we're talking about today, 16,000 members, 18,000 stores, £6 billion worth of retail, employ 100,000 people. So they're the little shops that are open 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We, as the NFRN, represent them. They are independent, and they pay fees, they pay my salary, as they remind me every single day. They pay the staff that we have. We employ some 80 people that mainly work out in the field, offering support and advice. What do we do for them? We have several organisations. The NFRN itself is a not-for-profit organisation, and we look after their interests. We have a helpline that, particularly with our industry, in the news industry, is there to support them and help them with problems. We offer legal advice and assistance. We have a commercial company that provides commercial deals for them, and that's part of the arrangement that we've got with Simon. We offer them practical advice and support and help in how to develop their stores, to develop them. Within our mix, we have some 4,000 post officers. 7,000 of our members are within symbol groups, but they still work with us because we offer practical support, legal advice and support and assistance. We also have a mutual insurance company. We have a credit union. We're a publisher, even though we fight the publishers daily within the newspaper industry. And we have a field team who spend their time out and about. But one of the biggest issues that we have in terms of membership support is how to fight crime. We do have a number of objectives as an organisation. For us, the most important is the monopoly in the newspaper and magazine market. I won't bore you with it. We have fights with every single publisher and every press baron, and have since 1895, I might add, when we were originally formed. But we lobby in Parliament. We have some very strong political links with all parties, and we support the all-party Parliamentary Small Shops Group and the Retail Business Crime Forum, and several other various organisations. And we have regular features and events down in the House of Lords to try and convince and influence policy, particularly in areas around business rates, planning, red tape reduction, age-restricted issues. Of course, the burden of the proof of sale is often on the retailer to restrict issues, and of course, for us, retail crime. Our research from our members says that retail crime is the second highest area of concern, only outweighed by the newspaper industry. And you have to forgive us, after 100 years of fighting, it still remains our biggest issue. What we hear and what we see is that there are increasing amounts of crime that happen to our members every single day. And it's a sad fact, but the retail instance of serious crime, assault and murder that happens in retail every year is actually more in number than the total police forces and support staff that exist in the country today. A lot of people are put off from entering retail when they've suffered crime. Unfortunately, a lot of crime is seen as victimless. We talk about shoplifting. These are independents who own the stock. Everything about it is their store. It's almost like someone coming into your house every night and stealing a fork and then a couch and then your coffee and then your tea. It's personal to them. And some of the increasing incidents of violent crime are actually quite frightening, and we have a video to show you in a moment. But there are some key facts that we need to bear in mind. Over 40% of retail crime isn't actually reported. Increasingly, amounts of crime that are reported are actually not followed up by the police because it's low-level crime. It's seen by them as not worth the following up. There's lack of evidence, there's lack of support, they don't have the time to come around. And unfortunately, if a retailer reports a crime, it can take 5 or 6 hours out of their day. Now, in some corporate businesses, that's fine because they've got the people to do it. But when you might be the owner-operator, you might be the only person in the store at that time, it becomes very distracting and very difficult, and therefore hard to follow up. And so that's the challenge. £6 billion of retail business, but spread over 18,000 shops throughout the UK and the Republic of Ireland. So a lot of small businesses A lot of single-man shops, quite often, family-run businesses, don't have the sophistication that some of the big organisations have. And of course, I've worked for many supermarkets, and our job in those days was to stop people robbing us. So we did everything we could to pass that problem on to somebody else. Well, the problem is now within the independent sector, and because it is the most under-resourced area. Watch this, and this is a typical example.
Dramatic CCTV footage captures the moment an armed robber bursts into Capil Vergala's shop on Loughborough Road in Leicester. The masked raider pointed a gun at Capil and his fiancée Trisha Patel and demanded money from the till. As Capil kept hitting him with the stick, the robber fired at him 3 times.
I took the shots at me. First one I thought just missed me. Then the second and third one definitely wouldn't have missed me because it was pointing it straight at me.
Fortunately, the gun contained blanks. Eventually, the robber fled empty-handed. Because this is such a busy road, police say there would be plenty of witnesses who would have seen the robber make his escape. Capil says he hopes that someone will recognise him.
When you do work from early hours till late at night, every single day, you don't want somebody just to wake up whenever they feel like it, pick up your money and go off spending it on whatever they do spend it on. I'm not brave or nothing, I wouldn't say that, but I did what I had to at the time.
Sarah Teal, East Midlands Today, Leicester.
Now, we have many instances of that. Unfortunately, a lot of our members don't actually have CCTV, but they suffer the same problems. With the increasing move of the post office to move to more open plan, that also increases the risk of security, whereas at least now they're behind bulletproof glass. Going forward, that will be another instance that we just need to monitor and understand how we can deal with it. For us, what we need to try and find, and when we came across Simon and his wonderful system that he's going to take us through, the key issues here are what we're trying to get to. How can we make reporting of crime easier? How can we get the information to the police so that they don't lose the CCTV or they don't have a piece of kit that can report it or read it properly? How can we make sure that we get crime witness statements in place? And how can we encourage members to report crime? And importantly, to help us and to help the police and to help the government, how can we get more information that helps them plan their resources more effectively for the future? Simon will show us how.
Thank you very much, Paul. Just a very quick summary of what Facewatch is. I'm actually going to attempt to give you a live demo in a minute, which is probably a mistake, but we'll see. So we're basically a system that you report crime online to the police. It's a national system. It sits on a website outside the police. The police access that site, and they use Facewatch to solve the crimes. It's in extensive use in London and is moving out across the country very rapidly. It also enables businesses to help themselves by sharing images between themselves. It acts as a deterrent because we're building up a very strong recognition of the name Facewatch among the business community, among the sort of public, and also hopefully mostly among the criminal community. So when they see a Facewatch sign, they won't come in. This is a specific solution for the NFRN, which we've designed. Facewatch is completely free to everybody. The crime reporting is free for the businesses, it's free for the police. There's no catch. It's done through a not-for-profit company, financed through sponsorship, and the NFRN is our first major sponsor. Over time, we will generate revenue from sales of other things like CCTV and so on if people want it. What it does is, for the NFRN, is we're actually using it not just to report crime to the police, but more importantly as well as give a very simple way of actually establishing what levels of crime there are. And also to enable them to share images to stop the crime, because a lot of it is very low-level stuff and the police really don't have the resources to deal with it. So we've made it very straightforward, so anybody can use it. It goes right down to just being able to report a crime using a phone, just doing a text. I've just had £10 worth of stuff stolen. I have or I haven't reported it to the police. Our system knows the number, it knows which shop that relates to, so we will have a dashboard which shows every however 10 seconds, whatever it is, ping, 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 we will know every crime across 16,500 stores real time, hopefully. I mean, we're not saying that 16,500 stores will sign up immediately, but that's the aim. So they'll also be able to go in online and report it, just using a very simple value. and there'll be incident statistics showing the level of crime that is actually reported to the police, and we'll see how much is underreported, what crimes in what area, and all that sort of thing. So it's going to be a real-time system, which will obviously be very powerful, and the reason the NFRN is sponsoring it is it's very powerful from a lobbying perspective, because this information is like no other information there has been. I'm going to do a quick demo now, just to show you that it is a very simple system to use. Got my beautiful assistants at the back there, Kate and Charlotte. Charlotte's new to this, first time she's done a presentation, so we'll see how madly her hand shakes. So you click to report an incident, you do a crime report. This can be done on a mobile device, or the idea is ultimately that it's done on a tablet device. You choose a shop theft. You're reporting, you're not calling the police, unless obviously it's a serious crime, but you're not calling the police. If you haven't got any CCTV, you say why you haven't got any CCTV, so that saves the police from coming along later and asking for the CCTV. You make a note of the camera in case you haven't got time to finish the incident then. You put what's been taken. Now this works, by the way, for shop theft and also for victim theft. So if you've got a customer who has something stolen, you'd also be able to report this for them and give them an instant crime reference. You just click the green button. It's all big green buttons to create a witness statement, all pre-populated, all approved by the CPS. This is all ACPA approved, by the way. The police are using this system and fully behind it. You submit that, so again, paperless. It moves on to the next step, and the next step is the important bit. If you can, add some CCTV. Now, the biggest problem that the police have is collecting CCTV. So they spend a lot of time, they come down, collect a disc, go back to the police station, plug it into a machine, oops, it doesn't work. Or there's an hour of footage, where the hell's the crime? I don't know, the 10 cameras on here, where's the crime? So in this situation, you just literally put this little box over the CCTV. It works with any CCTV system in the world, as long as you can view it with your eyes on a computer. There's not much point in having it if you can't. It then uploads straight to our system. So Charlotte's just uploaded a bit of CCTV. That's gone onto our system. So you haven't got a disk. There's nothing physical. It's not sitting on your hard drive, your local hard drive. You write a little description about what's been taken. You put the exact time in, and all these stats are incredibly useful, because later on you can know exactly which camera it is that's caught the incident. So you'll build up a trend of cameras, where you catch most of the incidents. You'll know exactly what time people hit you, and you'll see why that's important in a bit. And it does everything for you. So I'm going to put a picture, and that's why we called it Facewatch. It's all about faces. The currency of this system is faces. If you know who's done it, assuming we don't know who's done it in this case, but if you know who's done it, and you've got a picture of them, you're going to be able to stop them from coming in again in the future, as long as you share that picture with other people. So you just put the little screen grabber over it, or if you've got a shoplifter present, you can just take a picture with your phone and upload it. That then uploads the picture. You go on to the next step, which is to put any information in about that person that you know, maybe a description, you know what colour, you know what height, you know what nationality approximately. Click finish. You can put as many suspects as you want, so if you've got a gang that's hit you, you can put a whole load of them in. So you've now given the police a complete picture. If you click next step, Charlotte, yeah, thank you. Click to share it with your groups, and you can have multiple groups. You can be a member of a shop watch, neighbourhood watch, pub watch, whatever you like. It works for any kind of premises that has theft, and it produces a crime report online which shows everything about that incident. That's what the police then see. They get an email, they key it into they copy the email into their system, because they've all got different systems. So this is the only truly national system that they use. It's got a complete audit trail. It's got all the witness statements. If you click the CCTV, you can view it, and we won't do that bit. We'll go on to the live system now. I can't show you what the police can do on it. I just haven't got time. But basically, it's got all sorts of tools. It's got we're adding facial recognition. It's got algorithms to compare and help them to match suspects. So these, for example, this is the live system. This is Gordon's Wine Bar. This lady here is doing 15 months at the moment. She did 3 crimes, and if you click there, Charlotte, just there. Oh, there we go. You can see what it's done is it's matched the 3 crimes that she's done, because the system's told the police it's the same picture in 3 cases. Those are the 3 incidents. So when they caught her, they had 3 incidents and 3 lots of CCTV to show her. This is a map showing everywhere that she's been reported, but actually Gordon's Wine Bar was the only place using it then. And down at the bottom it would show any other images of anyone else she's worked with. So if you click 414, which is the one that she was actually sort of finally done for, I'll just show you the CCTV. We've just done it just to show you the sort of thing. This is not retail theft, this is Gordon's Wine Bar. So don't leave your bags in Gordon's Wine Bar. There you are, she's picking up the bag, she walks off. This is quite a long clip actually, we've just shortened it to show you. So she's taken that bag up. And that was enough evidence, as I say, she got 15 months. When you get thefts from bars and things, it's unlike retail, it's not victimless. These guys are getting serious amounts of time. Now I can see, this is the live system, I can see she was arrested, charged with 7 thefts. I've said well done for catching her, guys. I can see the status. Every time the police do anything on that crime, they change the status on our system, which emails me as the premises owner and as the victim, so I know what's going on. I know which officer's in charge. If I ask a question, they have to answer it because it's all online, and there's no saying, oh, sorry, so-and-so's off duty, or I haven't got a record of that conversation, sir. You can refer that to them. All the images go into one big database, and you share those images with your groups. In order to get those images round, it's instant. As soon as an image is added, everyone gets an email. You can then click to do a poster. You choose the images you want to have on the poster. You click preview and print, and that poster's ready. Fully signed off by the information commissioners with all the legal wording so you can't get sued. All the terms and conditions enable you to do this. We speak with the Deputy Information Commissioner and his team regularly, so it's all fully signed off by them. So really, really simple to do the posters. And then statistics which show the police and show how the police have done, which is my key beef. I mean, I run a wine bar. Gordon's Wine Bar is why I started this, because I got fed up with giving them all these crimes. I spent a lot of money on CCTV and nothing ever seemed to happen. I just used to cut discs and it all just went into a black hole. Actually, if you go up a sec, Charlotte, I showed this to Bernard Hogan-Howe, who's the commissioner, and his senior management team the other day, and I said, if I was running a company, and last year I was 60% successful, and this year I was 12% successful, just because I had a few riots last year, that would be unacceptable. I'd have been sacked by now. And he accepts that. He's got a backlog of 3,500 images, and every time a crime happens, our images go to the back of the bloody queue, which is why they're not solving any of our crimes. So we then decided to do the next thing, which I'll show you in a second, which is a rather exciting new app that's come out. So that shows how well the police have done, and that's divided. The denominator there is the number of crimes we've reported to the police that have got decent CCTV, not where we've given them a crime report with no CCTV and no images. That's unfair to do that. It's number of solved crimes divided by number of crimes with proper CCTV. And then this shows you how many crimes per month, which days of the week most of the crimes happen, what exact times of day they happen, so I don't have to have guards and people. I used to think that most of the crimes were on Friday. In fact, it's very strange, they're not. It's our busiest day. So it's actually sort of the quieter days, and it's always between those times. There's no point in paying to have people outside those hours. And this is accurate because it's my information, it's not police information. And this graph here, this shows you how many have been screened out, the green bit, how many they've solved, how many they've asked for CCTV for. And if you go down, we've got loads of stats. Value of stuff nicked from our customers is £22,000 in the last year. So it's not my property, but it's still my problem. And you can see incidents this year versus last year all the way back. So you can actually find out how the police are doing. And that's one of the things for the NFRN. They're fed up with giving information, calling the police, being told that actually you're wasting police time because you're calling us too often, you're giving us too many reports. These guys, you know, they want to be safe, they want to be looked after. And the same applies to the major retailers. This is all online, therefore you can move all that expensive CCTV equipment out of your high street stores and go into a monitoring station. Everything can be done online. Your guards can have a decent piece of kit in their hand, and they can do all the guarding from a mobile device instead of having £250,000 worth of room with CCTV screens in it and one bloke sitting there drinking coffee with his mate. Sorry, off my soapbox. Facewatch ID has just been launched. You can all download this app onto your phones. It's called Facewatch ID. It's live. It was in the Telegraph. It was in the Standard. You've probably seen it. I've just put the iPad version actually puts which postcode you're in. You put your postcode in, press the button. It shows you all the images of the people the police want to identify, because I said to the commissioner, well, let's help you. and actually get these images out to everybody so they can help with identifying them. So within half a mile of this exact point, there are 37 people they want to identify. I can press the button. If I know who it is, I click identify, put the information in, press submit, that goes straight through to the Facewatch system. So this is completely free for everybody. If you don't use it, you're mad, so good luck. That's the end.
Thank you.